Hello and welcome to episode number 4 of Re-Record, which this week is going to be Venus by the band Television from their debut album Marquee Moon. I've loved this album for years and years. I got to see Television play in, I guess, around 2005 or something like that. And it was, even though they were wearing mustard chinos and looked like my dad, they were just amazing. I mean, I guess this is sort of maybe the pop song on the album or something, but the guitar playing and the drums, just the arrangements, the writing is just, I'm quite intimidated by this actually, especially the drums, but we'll see. I think I'm going to basically, like I did with Happiness is a Warm Gun, I'm just going to play a guide along with the record so that I get the kind of feel, because I'm on my own, I can't be a whole band playing and moving together. So anyway, we'll see. So I'm just going to stick a guide down and yeah, let's see how it goes. And please subscribe to my channel, that would be sweet. It's a beautiful drum part, so real like respect to Billy Ficker for that. It's really excellent. Anyway, let's do some bass. Okay, I'm going to do the kind of big strum guitars with a little picky thing in the verse. 90% sure that it's actually an electric 12-string, which I don't have. But I do have a Nashville strung Strat and a normal strung Strat, and if I play them both together, it'll kind of sound like a 12-string. And on the record, it's double-tracked, so I'm going to double-track this one, and then I'm going to double-track this one, and it should sound pretty close. Okay, I'm going to just mix this a little bit, and then I'm going to do the lead guitar stuff, which I expect is going to be very difficult. It's the Jazzmaster for the lead stuff, I think. Very loud and noisy. I just spent a little while tidying a few bits up. Also the solo in the middle, the beginning wasn't quite right, and it wasn't, I realized it wasn't a volume pedal, it's like an envelope filter thing. So I replayed that beginning bit, and I've automated a filter freak. Basically it's like an envelope filter. It sounds like this. It's not exactly right yet, but I'll tweak that later. But I think it's a lot closer. I think I can make it work. Cool. Okay. I think that's it, really. It's kind of simple, this song, but really the parts are just so amazingly, beautifully written and arranged. Like the guitar, the lead guitar stuff is really hard. That was like pushing me to my absolute limit, and I just didn't come anywhere close with any of the feel or anything. The rhythm guitar stuff is so elegantly simple. I think this is just one of those songs where it feels like there's a lot more going on, but it's just 4 elements which are perfectly potent and there for a reason. There's no extra stuff which doesn't need to be there. There's no just kind of aimless strumming shit or anything like that. It's just all really worked out and structured, but in a very cool way, and I really enjoyed doing this. Anyway, so I'm going to stick around for a bit, do a little mix rundown. For those of you that are interested, please subscribe to my channel. That would really mean the world to me. I'm going to put all the stems for this and the finished mix on my Patreon page, so if you feel like supporting me, then feel free to sign up. Well, to all of those who are not going to stick around for the mix stuff, then I'll see you next time. Hopefully the next one's going to be quite funny. Anyway, you'll see. All right, see you later. Okay, so the drums on this are pretty au naturel. The recording is, yeah, I mean, basically what did I do? On the kick, I have a bit of compression, this purple audio thing. The snare, I have a little bit of low end cut and a bit of drive on it, just to give it a bit of bite. I have this guide guitar, this nylon string, which you can hear my voice is a bit croaky after doing all that singing. Yeah, I left that in, even though there isn't one on the record. I just kind of got used to there being this strumming nylon guitar in the background. I quite liked it. Let me know what you think. So then everything else is pretty straight. The overheads have a little lift on them, a little tiny little lift at the top. Then they're all being bussed here. That has, yeah, actually just a bit of a low end boost and a little tiny lift again. And then into a compressor. There you go. All pretty simple. Reverb 2, I didn't even actually get into reverbs really. Reverb 2 is the echo chamber, the Cello Studios echo chamber. That's that. The bass has got a little bit of a low end booster, this R bass. Then it's got a bit of a top end cut and a kind of mid-range cut, low mid boost. Yeah, that's the EQ for the bass. And then it goes through one of these. I'm getting more and more into these actually. When I first got them, this is it's letting through some of the low end here on this side chain thing. I thought when I first got this, I thought it was a little like over the top, a little too harsh, but it's actually really good if you're subtle with it. Okay, so the rhythm guitars, I've got the 2 6 strings and then the 2 Nashville, like kind of thin 12 string Nashville guitars. They're both sets are panned hard left and right, and they are all being bussed together into here where we have a decapitator, which is giving a bit of like meaty Neve style saturation and a lot of high end cut. So they were very bright, and I've just taken all the high end off. And then I've got a wow control, which again is taking more high end off because they were super bright. Saturating a little bit, both here on this saturate thing and on the trim. So driving it in and cutting the output. Some nice tape noise, and it's on cassette as well, which takes even more top end off, sort of crushes it a bit more. The lead guitar, on one of them, it's double tracked. On one of them, I wanted it just to be a bit duller sounding. But actually, it looks like I didn't end up doing that. Okay, so one of them just has basically a dead decapitator on it, not doing very much. Both of them are being bussed. One of them is actually louder than the other, because I wanted one to be the focus. Top end, a little bit of a high end cut. This is one of those records where everything sounds very bright and sparkly, but because they recorded on tape and I don't know, the way it was mixed or whatever, it's not super bright, or it's not as bright as things can be with digital, that's for sure. So if you're trying to mix something to sound like that, then you do need to kind of sculpt that top end back a little bit. So that's basically what I'm doing on everything, really. Taking a bit of top end off here, a little bit of a high mid boost, just trying to get this guitar thing right. I mean, I don't think I've really got that close actually, but I think in its own right it sounds okay. And then it has its own delay, just a little bit, 60 millisecond, with this analog delay style, saturated a lot, bit of a low end cut into another wow control, which is taking a bit of the top end off, saturating. That's about it, not doing too much. That is going to reverb 3, which I believe is the AMS. I just have this on my preset thing. I'm just feeling a bit lazy today. And then it goes to my other Echo Boy on the send, on the delay send, which, yeah, is this. It's just a slapback delay thing. The solo actually doesn't really have too many plugins. It doesn't have any plugins on it other than this Filter Freak, which opens at the beginning to do that kind of wah thing. It's going to the echo chamber, so it kind of goes dreamy, and more delay. Then the vocals. I've got a decapitator. This actually took me quite a long time to get the vocal sound. So I'm boosting the high end, but cutting it at the same time. Cut the low end, bit of drive. In here, a big top end boost, little mid-range boost, little low end cut through the M-Juck compressor, which I'm getting into again. I didn't use it for years, but kind of getting into it actually. Well, since I discovered this bottom panel, which is kind of cool. You can do a lot of stuff with this. Anyway, that's what's happening there. And then I have got a bit of a chorus on it, because I think on the recording it does have like some sort of effect on the vocal. That's going quite a lot to the slapback delay and a little bit of the AMS RMX16 reverb. Backing vocals basically the same as the lead vocal, except a lot less bottom end. Cut that off. This is pretty much the same. This is pretty much the same. Yeah, pretty much all the same. On the master bus, got the old tape. I didn't touch that. That just sits there normally. I put this wow control on, which is really actually cranking it quite a lot. Lots of saturation. Driving the input, trimming the output down. And then this. I mean, I just really like this. I know some people don't, but I just really do. It's really simple, and it just sounds super transparent to me, this Massey L2007, and it's cheap. It's like 50 bucks. I do have this one as well, which is, I don't know, I went a bit mad and bought loads of FabFilter plugins last year. And this is really, like, involved and in depth, and it does sound really cool for certain things, but it's very modern sounding, and I like this one because it just sits there and it doesn't get in the way. And anyway, so yeah, there you go. That's it, I think. So thank you once again very much for tuning in. Please subscribe to my channel, share this as much as you can. I'm really trying to build the channel. And I will be back next week with something hopefully really fun. Sign up to my Patreon. Lots of love, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.